Right, it's time for Joy News Interactive, and Aisha is here. Hello, Aisha.
Hello, Israel. Israel, something baffles my mind.
You tell me.
And I want to find out if two people are in a relationship, or let's say are married, and it's not working, and one person says, I want a divorce, and the other decides not to give him divorce. Do you think the person still loves him or her, or it's just a brody bay?
Yeah, we can say a bro. Yeah. Because the person may be wanting to, maybe seeking to move on,
and the other one wants to drag you back and all of that.
On my watch.
It's amazing. So on Relationship Thursday, we've got a similar situation, some of the craziest things people can do to keep their partners. But let's start with our education system. And you know how to join the conversation. Is on facebook.com/joynews on TV. On Twitter, it's at Joy News on TV. And then WhatsApp number is on your screen, 0266047417. So the Ghana Education Service says subjects studied at the basic educational level in the country will be reduced from 2019-2020 academic year. Once this happens, final year junior high school students who write the BECE would be examined only in those subjects. How does this come across to you?
Some of the subjects has to be scrapped off, yes, because looking at it, they are writing about 11 subjects, and then they are too young to absorb all these subjects into their minds and go in for an exams or something. So I think, to my own point of view, I think some of the subjects should be scrapped off.
You don't have to study more subjects to become who you are. For example, when we were in primary schools, we studied a lot of subjects. That is not beneficial to us today. You understand? And then when you give the child a lot of work in school, the absorption becomes low. The child cannot absorb more in his or her brain. You understand? So we need to limit the number of subjects that we study in school.
For the GHS and the primary level, they shouldn't take it off, but for the SS, we need that thing to be implicated there. Let's say, for instance, for me, I do auto-mech at ATTC, and my electives are very difficult and needs more focus than the core. And they do rank me with my elective, not the core. Less, they'll use the core more than the elective. So they need to bring that implication to the SS level so that we can have more time to study on our electives so that we can pass more.
It's long overdue. You know, some of the subjects, especially me, for instance, when on JSS, some of the subjects, as at now, I've not learned anything from them. Though it's embroidering your mind, but I don't think it's relevant. Because the number of years that we attend school is minimal. So if the person is doing business and you make him do business-related subjects, instead of technical drawing, technical what, and other things, I think when GS reduces, I think it's better.
All right, let's check out what you've been saying on Facebook.
Well, Anya Kotia says, very good idea. We welcome it. Our children are being loaded too much with the necessary subjects that result in nothing. There are 4 replies there. Nana Bafoa says, which subject is unnecessary? And it says, thank you. Wolanyo says, RME. And Obed comes in the number for Bafoa, drawing cockroach, frog, and grasshopper and labeling it. What is the point? Are they even food in Ghana? Our education system is one of the worst in the world. Really? I disagree with you. Irene says, I waited for this years ago during our time. It is long overdue. Masa Nipa Yeruboto.
Nipa Yerubot, I guess that's what.
Probably, yes. RK from Pond says this has been long overdue. We are necessarily burdening our kids in the basic schools with so many irrelevant subjects. I'll be glad if the number of subjects is whittled down to some relevant 4 or maximum 5. This would help the kids to identify their own potentials and work towards realizing same. Sharif Suleimana says it is in fact a welcoming idea because students at the basic level would then be afforded the time and lacuna to concentrate on a limited number of subjects, and that will be beneficially enormous, especially in this era of all must enter SHS. Okay.
Anna Manrespi says, making learning easy or what? We are tired of this and that about education. Instead of government to invest in education by providing good desk, other learning materials, and pay teachers well, you people are there charging and reducing subjects to learn. It will not end anywhere. Mr. and Mrs. Government, please pay teachers well and resource the schools. Humphrey Ameglan says, which of the subjects will the government take off? Why is this government reducing education to nothing? Kufuor took off religious and moral education and brought it back. I'm sorry for the next future leaders. Pantia Philip says, one day if care is not taken, corruption will be a core subject. Interesting times ahead. Anyway, that will even reduce my expenditure small, because I will no longer buy plenty exercise books for my siblings. And Panthea Philip, okay, so Kafui comes to say subjects being reduced is not the issue. The issue is the infrastructure, resources, and how well the stakeholders will be well informed. And Michael Lotte says, I was waiting for this period my whole school life. I think it will be a great relief and reduce the burden of buying much subject books. And on WhatsApp, more of your comments are here. Let me start with Desmond from Bumprungu. He says, instead of subjects to be reduced, the government should rather institute a policy so that students can start specializing their field of study. And this one is from Kobe in DC. He says, most of the core subjects are extremely useless. They should just allow the children to start with their main or elective subjects, which will help them in the future. The children learn so many irrelevant and useless things, which doesn't help them in any way. And this one is coming from Ohene Bakisi. He says, if it's still going to be the politicians and the parliamentarians who will plan on Ghana's education, then we still wait to see more mess in the educational system. So let's get on to a 37-year-old woman from Colombia who recently shocked her entire country after managing to fake her pregnancy for 9 months and then came up with a film-worthy story to explain the absence of a baby on her due date. Like, seriously. And she did it all to keep her partner from leaving her. Wow. So how far will you go to keep your partner?
Love is about sacrifice. I first of all have to sit down and then rethink what has really gone wrong, so that the least I can do is to just put things in their rightful position. For instance, I wouldn't want my woman drifting away from me. So everything that will make her stick close to me, I'll definitely do it, no matter what.
Anything to keep my man, because I am married to him, so he is supposed to be my man and not some other woman's man. So anything. I'm sure if I am not a strong Christian, I might probably go see some people somewhere, you know. Don't get me wrong anyway. I'm just saying that if I am not a strong Christian and I feel some juju man somewhere can actually give me some power to keep my man, then why not?
It is more of a man's duty to help the woman to love, because as you show, for instance, you and I, as we stand here, no matter what, any negative thing you have about me, name it. But regardless of what you do to me, I still love you. Regardless of what you do to me, I still love you. Come on, you like, is this person a human being? This is something that it controls the universe. So love specifically must be taught. Yes, love is not something that you just leave it, but so it must be taught.
You are thinking in those cases when such things are happening, you have to show the person more love.
Exactly.
Okay, so Adriel, How far will you go to keep
anything within reasonable limits?
Anything, and I like that. Reasonable limits. Let's check out your comments on Facebook.
By Jeremiah says, wow, I can't believe the lady Debbie. She is a smart lady and I salute her for that. To keep your partner always smiling, I will go for spending more time with her, sharing every bit of information concerning the affairs of family. Sharif Suleiman says, anything normal and genuine I would do to keep my partner only if she's spiritually sensitive and morally responsible, as that is necessary to breeding Ghanaians with corruption-free mindsets. Anna Manrespi says, this one is smart. Keeping women in this era, to me, I will have to buy chocolates, pizzas, and do mobile money to manage my woman's menstrual pains. Some way, And RK from Paul says, this is such a weird move to make because whatever the case, the 9th month will come. I wouldn't fake in order to keep my partner, but be frank and straightforward with them. After all, if you know, you know. If the relationship will work, it will work no matter the faking.
And Akosia Bema says, if a man loves me no more, I will not force myself on him by faking pregnancy. Even if he is my only provider, I will live and fend for myself. And I agree with you. Pancha Philip says, in fact, the sky will not be my limit. I'll do anything humanly possible. But Israel, how far would you go? I think I asked that question for you. And that's how we wrap up the interactive segment. My name is Aisha Brand.